Hey everyone, Tyler here from Camp Kitchen, and I am out in the beautiful backcountry of Northern Ontario. I am out with my Arctic Fox 9x9 Esker tent and my brand new Esker Baffin wood stove made in Canada, which I'm super excited to test out in the backcountry. I've got some awesome food planned, but first I've got to set up my tent and get some firewood. It's going to be a cold one. I just noticed there's a Widowmaker hanging over where I'm going to set up my tent, and it's a nice piece of firewood, so I'm going to chop it down now for firewood and for safety. Tent pad. The hot tent's all set up, and I set my cot up. Sun's starting to go down a bit, so I'm going to collect firewood and get a water source. I think I'm going to be able to get through the ice with my axe to get some water. Then get cozy, take these snowshoes off. I'm looking forward to that. The wood stove is rocking. It's getting nice and warm in here. I'm down in my wools, and I am starving, so I'm going to get dinner started. I've got water on from the lake coming up to a boil. I'm going to use that for a part of my meal. And then I've got a beautiful ribeye to cook up, going with some mushrooms, sliced sauteed onions, and mashed potatoes. A super simple dinner for the first night. I just like to make sure I'm set up and comfortable, and just having an easy dinner for the first night is a big game changer. So I'm really looking forward to digging into that. I'm going to generously season up this ribeye with the Camp Kitchen steak spice, and then I'm going to give it a really good sear in some beef tallow and then set it aside to rest. Then I'm going to slice up some mushrooms and onions with the Camp Kitchen forager knife, and I'm going to saute it in the rest of the tallow that's left. Get it all nice and cooked up and caramelized. I've got some water on from the lake, and once it hits a boil, I'm going to pour it over these beautiful freeze-dried mashed potatoes. They're left over from the shepherd's pie freeze-dried meal, but they're very rustic, garlicky and creamy, and they're going to go perfectly with this steak. Can't wait. There it is. Dinner. Dinner is all finished, and it smells so freaking good. Oh, so good. The best part about hot tents is when you make a delicious meal, the tent smells like it for at least a couple hours. I'm going to enjoy this dinner, and then I'm going to lay down and listen to an audiobook and get some rest. It was a long day, and I had a bit of a late start getting out here, so I am exhausted. See you tomorrow. Good morning. Got a bit of a later start today. Kept the stove running last night. I had the wood for it, and I only burnt about 2/3 of the pile I got last night, so I've got lots of time to get some more wood today. So I kept it nice and warm in here overnight. Woke up every couple hours and stoked the fire. Went down to -26 with the wind chill, so pretty chilly overnight. So yeah, slow morning. It's nice. I just poured myself a coffee, so I'm going to enjoy that. I'm going to start breakfast, and then I have a fun dinner as well that I'm going to start right after I finish breakfast. And it's going to kind of slow cook all day and get tender and delicious. Excited for that. I have one of my favorite winter breakfasts for breakfast this morning. I've got a little bit of bacon I'm going to fry up. Then I've got the Camp Kitchen Bannock mix, which I'm going to add a bit of water to and fry up into the bacon fat. And then I've got some maple syrup to drizzle over top of everything. Nice hearty breakfast. Give me some warmth and some nice fatty goodness. Got my Bannock mix here. I'm just going to add some water to it. I usually just eyeball it, and I try to mix it up in the bag just to prevent a massive mess. So I start with a little bit and then I add as I need. Touch thicker than a pancake batter will give you kind of like a biscuity sort of consistency, which I prefer. It fries up really well in the bacon fat. Mix that really good and then pour it out right into your pan. No mess. I also like to mix it a little bit ahead just to let it rest out a bit. There we go. Hoo-wee. Okay, breakfast is all finished. Just kind of hanging out for a little bit, resting and enjoying the warm tent. And now I'm going to start my dinner because it's going to cook for most of the day. And then I'm going to go out and get some water from the lake and find some more firewood for tonight. For dinner tonight, I've got some Wagyu oxtail that I'm going to braise up. And I'm going to do that with some onions, mushrooms, carrot. I've got some garlic. I've got some fresh thyme, bay leaf, and tomato paste. And then I've got some beef stock, and at the very end I'm going to hit it with some rice and make a kind of like a one-pot beef stew. It's going to be delicious. First I'm going to sear off the oxtail in the pan here with some beef tallow and some leftover bacon fat from breakfast. Going to get those nice and seared up. And then I'm going to add my vegetables and my tomato paste and also the herbs and spices. Once those are cooked down a little bit, I'm going to top with beef stock and then I'm going to put a lid on. The oxtail is braising. I'm going to keep the wood stove running low and slow. I'm going to keep coming back and feeding it a log once in a while. I'm going to try to find some firewood for tonight, but I'm also going to look for a bit of hardwood that I can take just to keep that stove burning low and slow for the braise. And that'll help. I won't have to stock it as much. And yeah, I got to get some water. And that's pretty well everything on the list for today. It's a nice piece of maple here. It's kind of hung up. Let's see. That isn't so bad. Pretty hollow. But that's okay, it's dry and it's hardwood. I got firewood all chopped for the night. Looking pretty good on that front. Water boiled. Had a big drink. Was thirsty after working up that sweat. And now I'm just going to check on the oxtail. It's been braising for 3 or 4 hours now. So we'll give it a look and give it a poke and see how it's doing. It's just bubbling away. Starting to fall off the bone. It's gonna be so tasty. Oxtail is a great cut for winter braising. It's super hearty, it's got good fat. It's a little bit bony, so it looks like a lot, but really it's not as much as it looks like. But it's packed full of flavor and really good connective tissue and collagen. And that'll all break down in the long, slow cook method. It becomes super tender and very rich. I can't wait to cook the rice in this broth. It's going to be so good. You got mushrooms and carrots and the bay leaf. Everything's looking fantastic. The braised oxtail has been going for, I guess, about 6 hours now. And it's starting to peel off the bone pretty nicely, nice and tender. So I'm going to add the rice. And that's going to soak up some of that beautiful stock it's created and turn it into like a bit of a stew. This is like one pot meal, all for over the wood stove. So I'm kind of just throwing everything into the pan and just letting it cook. I think it'll be about 30 minutes for this to cook fully at this rate. So I'm going to add it in, stir it, and in about 30 or 40 minutes I'll be able to eat. The rice is cooked perfectly. It's sucked up most of those juices. It smells and looks absolutely delicious. The meat is just, it's already peeling off the bone. Let's see if I can show you. I'm not making a huge mess, but I am going to dig in. It smells so good. Oh, it has so much flavor. That's so good. Oh man. Perfect meal. Perfect meal for cutting wood and slogging through the snow all day. This is just, did all my work and clean up this morning, threw it on the stove. I'm probably only going to eat 3/4 of this, 2/3 of it, but I am going to leave it on the side shelf. And when I wake up tomorrow morning, I will finish the rest. It is so good. The oxtail is so tender, fatty. Oh, unreal. I am going to lay down and listen to an audiobook or watch a video. I am exhausted. That was a long day of slogging wood through the snow. And yeah, I'm gonna get some relaxing in and close my eyes. See you in the morning. Good morning. It was pretty warm all night. I think I slept half out of my sleeping bag. I only woke up once to stoke more wood on the fire. This stove heats this tent up very well. This is the first backcountry trip I've been able to take the Esker Arctic Fox 9x9 out on. My biggest concern was that it was going to be a little bit small, especially for the cot. I really like bringing a cot. I have a lightweight cot that hardly takes up any room, and it's very light. So throwing it in the sled is no big deal, and it just keeps you off the ground and nice and warm and dry, which I really like when I'm going out. But yeah, the cot fits in perfectly. I have some of my gear stashed behind my cot. I've got one wall just for firewood, one wall for the door, and I have my boots and stuff drying by it, and then one kind of panel for room to get around the stove, and the stove's sort of right in the middle. A really good setup for solo. I could see me taking this out, continuing to do adventures like this where I'm making a couple meals, or I could even see me doing some longer trips and maybe some like hopping around, like a lake loop trip, which I've never done before, but I really want to do. The stove I'm rocking in the tent is the Baffin stove from Esker. It's made in Canada. They just launched this line of stoves that are made in Canada. This is the smallest stove, so it would be good for the Arctic Fox 9x9, the Arctic Fox 10x10. The stove is wicked. It's really not that heavy for what it is, for how much wood you can fit into it. I can get 3 or 4 decent sized full logs in it, which is great for night burning. It's awesome to cook on, lots of space on the top. I've got the cooling shelf on the side just to, once my water's hit a boil, I move it over so I don't lose all my water through evaporation. Or actually this trip, my cot is situated right beside it, so I actually use it as a side table to eat my meals off of as well. So yeah, go check out their website, get outside in the winter. And you know, it's a little bit more work, but the payoffs are well worth it. The silence of the winter and the snow falling, and just the vibe, the feeling out here in the woods in the winter time is just, it's unparalleled. So I'm just gonna tidy up a bit and pack up, and then I'm gonna haul out and head home. I hope you enjoyed the meals I made over the last couple nights. They're a lot of fun to cook in the hot tent on the wood stove, and yeah, I'm going to drop some recipes. Cassie's going to write up a blog, and it'll include some of the recipes, so check them out there on our website at campkitchenstore.ca. Looking forward to having that steak spice out in the market that I use. That Bannock mix will be launching as well. A bunch of meals, and we've got a couple other seasonings and other pantry items, so really looking forward to that. Thanks so much for watching.